Hello, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, then hi! This is a Facial Fears collab, and it's from April at Dragons and Dresses Crafts-Sortium. There will be a playlist in the description. Please check it out. There's going to be some fab ideas. Now, this might get a little dark. I am using AquaCast. No, I'm not using AquaCast. I am using the Temu stuff. And I'm making it too thin. And I'm thinking, oh, what have I done? So, yeah, I have this black stuff from Temu. That's from Temu too. And it doesn't go black, because obviously black and white make grey. But it's not far off. I mean, I probably could put half the bottle in, that would make it black. But I don't want to waste it. But this is as dark as I can get it, and I like it. So I have this new skull mould. I do not like the skull. It has no chin. It just looks too weird to me. I mean, it's okay for the purposes that I'm using it for now, but I like proper full skulls, and I realise this is still too thin, so I'm just mixing it a bit more. And now I've made it too thick, so I'm adding a bit more water. Now, I'm not really measuring any of this because one, I don't know what's in the actual skull, what volume it is, and two, well, it don't matter really because I'm trying to get rid of it. I do like it, don't get me wrong, but I've got a ton of AquaCast, I've got a ton of plaster of Paris, and just this little bag. And this bag, the cat keeps chewing it. He's got a thing about chewing plastic. He's mad. He's 18 years old. He's grumpy, he's mardy. He's such a baby. And he just loves to chew plastic bags. Something's seriously wrong with that cat. Now, this is better. Still runny, but that's okay because I want it to fill all the little nooks and crannies in the skull. And I'm thinking, I made too much. Well, no, not that much. Because I did want to fill these moulds up as well. Because you can see the background. I was doing the apple at the time, William the Worm. And I scrape out this as much as I can, because I'm also making another turtle. I like this turtle. It's very nice. So, you're probably wondering why it's Facial Fears when I'm doing cute mushrooms, a cute turtle, and a skull. Well, you have to ignore the turtle and the mushrooms. They're just side pieces. It's a side quest. And I am dragging out as much as I could possibly get out of this mould, and also nicking from the skull because I filled it too much. So everything gets filled and it's just perfect. And I've made this makeshift desk next to my desk on top of my drawers, and I've realised that if I tap underneath this piece of wood that I've got, it makes it like a vibration plate. So I was sat there for ages just tapping this piece of wood and making it vibrate while I was watching videos. It was awesome. Thank you to my subscribers, my members, my watchers, my likers, my commenters. You're all fantastic and I appreciate you all. Turtle, so cute. I love him. I've already done one look and he's so cute too. But I left his bum because I don't know whether to stick it onto something. See, I've got it sat on there at the minute, so I don't know. And I love these mushrooms, but they've got little holes in, which is fine because it makes them more rustic looking. But that one, that's got that glitter that you laser something glitter, and I burnished it into the actual mould. And as I rubbed my fingers over the top, it wasn't coming off. It was great. Oh, did you like my moomin? I paint poured over the top of him. But my cat didn't like Moomin. Moomin ended up on the floor. Moomin lost an ear, so Kel cheated and stuck a hat on it. So now it looks like his ear is possibly underneath the hat. Look at this skull. No chin. It still feels a little bit damp, so I'm going to have to leave it for a few days to make sure it's fully cured. And I'll come back and start doing what I need to do to it. So, it's quite a hefty thing. I've got this wax off Amazon, 2 pots, I think about £6 altogether, and I'm rubbing it in to seal the actual skull. I really could do with getting a makeup pad or makeup sponge, because this one's falling to pieces every time I move around it. You'll probably see little bits of white just around his eye and up his nose and all that. I do like the definition on his face, but I'm not impressed with the no chin. I mean, what's he playing at? So again, I'm going back to the facey fears. I have 3 irrational fears. I will be doing 3 irrational fears on here. I have a lot more irrational fears, but these are the 3 main ones. And then there'll be 1 more personal. So, it looks quite metallic. I like it. So, fear number 1. Clowns. Clowns scare the poop out of me. There's something about a person putting clown makeup on, hiding behind that makeup, that just creeps me the heck out. It doesn't help that I watched scary movies as a kid. It, Poltergeist, where the clown gets him in his bed. But it was definitely it, Pennywise. So, I am creating my version of Pennywise as a skull. Now, this white's going to need a few coats because of the darkness behind it. It's seeping through the white. Yes, so it needs a few coats. So it's bright white. And I think he looks rather creepy. When I say I think, I know. You all know I've got a memory like a goldfish. Once found the bowl, it's gone. So who kept forgetting that when she gets up in the morning, it's sat there on the desk? So who freaks every time I get up? Me. It's them sunken eyes and that red nose, and I don't like it. I like it, but I don't like it. I really don't like it, but I do like it. I like how I've done it. I just don't like the fact it's a clown. And I will use some stuffing from an old cushion to make his hair. And I shall be using some polymer clay to make his nose. I mean, right there, he looks like a bit like Skeletor from He-Man. I used to like that. But you can see it's coming. It's coming to life now. Can it come to life when it's already dead? You know what I mean. You can see what's happening. There we go, that'll do. Now I'm just doing the finishing touches around the edges and making sure it's all nice and neat. I wasn't really going for a full in-your-face white, and I think I do achieve that by putting a little bit of I dirty it up a little bit. well, it's supposed to have been in the sewers for a long time, so you know, it can't come out squeaky clean, surely. I'm just raising his forehead a bit because I realised it was a little bit low and it looked more like a mask rather than makeup. Yeah, so it looks a lot better now. Now it's higher up. And there's going to be 2 more fears. One I have got better at. I really have. I could cope with them being somewhere in the room. But now this one, fear number 2. Did you see this? The silhouette on the back? Well, that's going to be a moth. And I think it's a deadhead moth. What it's called? The nickname for it, sorry. Because on the back of on the moth itself, it looks like a skull on it. Well, moths, I call them demon spawn. Doesn't matter where I am. If there is a moth, it will find me. It will find me, it will dive bomb me, and it will scare the poop out of me. I remember one incident, a couple of years back. I was on my own, and I was going to bed, and there was a moth on the wall. And do you know that sound from Psycho when the knife scene where he's hacking away at her? That yeah, I was doing that at the top of the stairs, trying to hit it with a pillow because that's the first thing I could get my hands on, and it just kept coming for me. I swear it knew I was there, it knew I was afraid, and it did it on purpose. And yeah, I ran into my bedroom like a coward. I mean, the size of me compared to a moth, it's ridiculous. But it makes me creeped out. I've gone all cold just thinking about it. I've got goose pimples. Oh God, no, I don't like them. They just, ugh. I tried to face my fear when I went to Chatsworth Butterfly House, I think it is, and took the kids in. Thought I'm going to be big and brave, show them there's nothing to be afraid of. They ended up holding my hand and helping me out of there. I have never seen moths so big in my life as I did that day. Oh my God, they are ugly, hairy. Oh God, I've got all weird. Bah. Don't like them. Scary. So yeah, that's not the one I'm getting better at. In fact, if anything, it's either the same or just as bad. And look, Skit's decided she wanted to play on my desk. Don't know what she thought she was going to get from me because there's no food up there, and she is very food orientated. So yeah, that soon got rid of her. But of course she left a few hairs behind because she's a pest, but she's cute. So now it's time to paint the actual moth. And I thought I'd do the back silhouette in white so then I can just fill in the spaces with the rest and the skull would shine through. I think it worked. It's very late tonight and I'm doing this way ahead of time. It's not ready for till October. I think we're in August. Yeah, we're in August. But again, I like the idea, so I had to run with it. So this will all get nicely filled in, and I'm going to use some browns and some yellows, mainly black. But pattern the wings so they're symmetrical, sort of. Yeah, I think that's what I'm trying to say. And I'm also going to be making a spider. Now the spider is going to sit on top. Spiders are the ones I'm getting better at. They are allowed to be in the same room as me, as long as it's the other side of the room, and as long as they're not huge. I mean, if you can put a saddle on it, it's got to go. It has got to go. Yeah, not sticking around. Oh, I have once held a tarantula. I didn't look at it in my hand. In fact, I froze to the spot. But it did feel like a nice warm mouse. I like mice, so, you know, that's not a bad thing. But the guy who gave it to me had to take it out of my hand before I could move. I was petrified. So yeah, I'm not doing that again anytime soon. But at least I can say I held one. Now, they're all the irrational fears. I mean, unless you think of John Wayne Gacy with clowns, that is something to be afraid of. But generally, clowns are not freaky, scary dudes or dudettes. So yeah, it's an irrational fear. So is a moth, and so is a spider. But the one thing that scares me is what the black represents. And that's my brain. And this is where it's going to get a little bit dark. I am afraid of what my brain does to me. I am afraid of how my brain talks to me. Nobody can pick on me any more than my brain does. Nobody could bully me any more than my brain does. No one could hate me more than my brain does. I tend to talk about my brain as though it's another person. Because she is one nasty, horrible cow. And it doesn't matter what I say or what I try to believe or what the sensible part of me tries to do. It's a constant battle. The darkness that's in my head is scary. I'm going to say she says a lot of nasty things. She has brought me to tears. She's made me believe that I am not enough for anybody. I'm not a good friend. I'm not a good mum. I'm not a good wife. That everything that goes wrong is always my fault. And I'm afraid of what my brain will make me do. This is tough because I don't want it to sound like I'm having a pity party. What I want it to do is to let people know that if you're going through that yourself, that constant monologue of hate, hurt, bullying, lack of confidence, you are not alone. You'll feel alone, and you'll feel not wanted, not loved, but it's not true. Your brain is lying. I poke fun a lot, and I like people to poke fun at me. I can cope with that. I have heard my own brain call me all the names under the sun that long that kindness freaks me out. And I'm not kidding, it really does. And I don't know how to cope with that. I try, but I can't cope with it. So if you are one of those like me that has an absolute cow as an inner monologue, take no notice of it. Don't listen to it. Argue with it if you have to. I do often. The amount of times I've told my own brain to shut up is unreal. And even more so when I start to say the words out loud that my brain says in my head. Because eventually you do hear things often enough that it starts to feel true. So I want to leave you with a few words of, I don't know if they're comfort or something to ponder on, but you are enough. You are worthy. You are loved. Yeah. You are not alone. And I apologise that that's got quite dark. And I'm going to go back to the video now. And yes, I am making a spider. And this one is fine. It's not got hairy legs. It's made out of toothpicks, there we go, toothpicks. And a little bit of polymer clay. And I think it's rather sweet. As spiders go, I think it's quite cute. I did have to keep counting how many legs it had got though, because I forgot. I'd count 4 and then think, what number did I get to? So, yeah, 8 legs. How hard is it to count 8 legs? Some of them kept falling off, and I kept sticking myself to them, so then I was then pulling it off. But eventually, they stuck. Now, that nose is going to be baked, and yes, you can put AquaCast in the oven. Because I was thinking, should I bake the polymer clay on its own and then glue it to the thing? No, didn't need to. But I tell you something, it stays hot for a very, very long time. This is actually still warm in my hand, and I think it's about an hour later. Yeah, an hour later, and it is still warm to the touch. I mean, my fingertips, I can't feel it on my fingertips, but my inside of my hand, my palm, woofed, toasty. So, yes, he's got a nice red, shiny, bulbous nose. And I'm now going to paint the spider. And I'm using dark brown and a little bit of black. And I tried to use the tweezers. Oh my god. I tried to use the tweezers. Yeah, didn't last long. It just slid out. And I was going to put some different colours on this spider, but once I'd done it I thought, no, I quite like it as it is. It's fine. And what I do with it is, when it's dry, I will put we'll paint it with some, what do you call it? Shiny stuff. Oh my god, shiny stuff. Varnish, acrylic varnish, there we go. Just to make it a little bit more shiny. Now, his teeth had to be yellow. I was looking at it and I thought, yeah, smoker's teeth. Because Tim Curry was a smoker, but they did make them look darker and more yellow in the film. And because he's got a white face, they really, really do show up. And I thought, I've got to have yellow teeth. Yeah, that's going to work. So I did yellow them up a bit, and I've dirtied his makeup just a tad. And the super glue ran a bit, but it worked out really well because it made it a little bit more dirty looking. Oh, I don't even know if that's making sense. But this super glue, awesome. So that's all done. I hope you like what you see. Sorry it got a bit dark, but sometimes you really do have to face your fears, and sometimes you really have to talk. Hope you like what you see, and I'll see you in the next one. Don't forget to check out the playlist. Bye bye.